Hello, hello, hello. We are here today talking all about why you feel successful or why you look successful on the outside, but feel exhausted on the inside your six-figure business. So, if you are a woman entrepreneur who has a six-figure business and you're working 50 plus hours a week, you look successful on the outside. Like everyone's like, oh my God, like they look successful, like all of that. But on the inside, you're physically fatigued, exhausted, brain fog, can't sleep, your brain won't shut down, you're having panic attacks, your health has declined a little bit, and you are struggling to pay maybe not only your business bills, but also your personal bills from this six-figure business. It's because you are stuck in the grow phase of business. This is where 98% of women entrepreneurs get stuck. It's not your fault. It's because you've been sold a lie. And that lie was get to six figures and all of your dreams will come true. And unfortunately, in 2025, that is not a reality. So, hey there, I'm Salen. In just 90 days, I help six-figure women entrepreneurs implement the 4 core pillars that every single successful business has in order to scale their business to $1 million and beyond. So you can use your business as the vehicle to live your dream lifestyle. Today, we're talking all about what the difference is between grow and scale. We're also talking about why everything you've done to get to six figures is not going to help you get to 7. And we are going to talk about the first step that you need in order to get clarity. So just a little bit about how did I get where I am today. So I went from sitting on my boyfriend's boat on a warm, sunny August Sunday with another couple on the boat, feeling amazing, but really frustrated because I had had 5 jobs in 7 years, saying, I want to start a business, to 3 years later, sitting in my car on a cold 9 a.m. morning, crying because even though I had achieved $1 million in revenue, it was requiring me to work 80-hour weeks. And so there was really no difference between my $50,000 salary at my 9 to 5 and my 6-figure salary and $1 million business that required 80-hour weeks. I was working twice as hard and I was making the exact same money. What did I accomplish in those 3 years? And so at that moment in that car, I declared that something had to change. And I literally drew a line in the invisible sand that I could see, right? That I was like, something has to change no matter what. Going forward, something has to be different because I cannot continue on this path. I was at the point where I was ready to hang up the for sale sign and say, I'm done. Entrepreneurship is not for me, because I was so frustrated as a problem solver that I couldn't figure out why my business was requiring me to work 80 plus hours. All I wanted when I became an entrepreneur was control over my time and money, because after being laid off twice and having a short-term contract job in 7 years, those 5 jobs, I was like, I just want control. But unfortunately, I had built a quote unquote successful business, hit that $1 million, and couldn't celebrate it because I was so burnt out. I met with a coach after my mom said, you got to make this move. And I kind of put it in my calendar as a private meeting. And I walked down the plaza to this shady like cafe diner with the dark wood paneling. And it was still like smoky from the 90s kind of deal in there. And I vomited all of my problems on him, kind of like egotistical and like I know it all kind of deal, and was like, oh, you're so smart, like tell me what I'm doing wrong. And at the end, when I was done, he said to me, you have 3 problems in your business. And the overarching theme was that my business did not have the appropriate systems. And I was like, that's it? That's what you're going to give me? Like, my business didn't have systems? Like, I was like, it can't be that simple, because I have systems. But needless to say, I left that meeting with that coach, went back into my business, and sometime over the next week or so, my staff asked me something, and I was like, why aren't they using the system that I made for them? And so I went and looked at the system, and the system was outdated. And I was like, oh, wow, this isn't even like really like useful anymore. Like, I probably wrote this when we started 3 years ago. And so I stayed late that night again, rewrote the system, updated it. And the next time it was needed, I used it myself, and I was like, okay, it's pretty good. And then I gave it to the staff member, and I was like, this is a system that I want you to use. I was like, just follow the steps and all of the answers are here. A couple weeks went by, and I was like, wow, that person hasn't asked me anything about that process. And I was like, and it made me think. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I tried it again. I spent the next 2 years fixing all of the systems in my business, whether I didn't have them, they were broken, they were inefficient, whatever it was. And 2 years later, I got to test everything I had built by taking 30 days away from my business, jumping in the RV with my boyfriend, and heading south, down here actually to sunny South Florida. I was not freaking out about Wi-Fi. I was not attached to my phone and laptop. And the whole thing did not burn down while I was gone. So when I got back, I said to myself, how can I make this even better? Because what I had learned was that that coach was right. He gave me the outside perspective that I couldn't see for myself, right? And I went on to build a well-oiled money-making machine that more than tripled that $1 million business, 4x my 6-figure salary, and also reduced my hours from 80 plus to just 16 weekly. My business had generated over $17 million when I sold it. I got the highest amount possible when I sold. And the reason I share my story with you today is because I know so many women are in the same position. You have a 6-figure business, and that 6-figure business is burning you out. You need more time in order to get your to-do list done. You need more money from the business in order to pay your bills and pay everything else in your life. And you need more energy because you're just worn out. And that is where my unique blueprint, the Legacy Business System, comes into play, right? This is a 90-day, 12-week process where we go week by week by week. It's fast-paced, without the fluff. And what I help you do is implement those 4 core pillars that every successful business has. Amazon, Airbnb, Apple, every successful business, whether they're at 6 figures, $1 million, or $1 billion, every single business has them. And I can pretty much guarantee that you don't have them, or they're not being utilized because they're probably broken or inefficient. And so the first part of that system is getting clarity on your business structure. What is the alignment that you need, right? This is so huge because right now you are in this grow phase. This is where everyone is under $1 million. If you've been here more than 90 days, most women that I work with have been here years, then you are stuck in that grow phase. If you want to join the elite 2% who get to $1 million and beyond, you need to get to the scale phase. And this is what we implement. And the first thing is having clarity on what do you want, who your business helps, and how they help them. If these do not align, which for 99% of the clients that I work with do not have this clarity on the level that it needs to be in order to scale, then you are going to struggle in business, right? Don't tell me that you went into business for more time and money. I want to know what that looks like. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to say to me, Salen, I want a life where I wake up in the morning without an alarm. I get up with ease. I have time in the morning to enjoy and relax. I don't feel rushed. Like everything just goes with ease. I start my work day around 9 or 10 o'clock and I work on the things that light me up in my business. I have a nice, healthy lunch that powers me through the day. And then I spend my afternoons really strategizing how I am going to grow my business so that way it continues to fund my dream lifestyle. I spend my evenings with my family or my friends and my nights and weekends with family and friends, and I take epic vacations, and I'm truly living my best life. That is clarity in knowing what you want. More time and money is not clear, right? You have to have that. And we take that same process and we get that clarity in your business and your offers, because then it is easy to communicate those kinds of things. And here's the thing. If you have been in the 6-figure hustle for 3 to 5 years and your revenue has been stuck, declining, plateaued for 90 plus days, then something has to change. And I can tell you, working harder is not the answer. Here's the thing. If everyone that worked hard was guaranteed success, we would all be successful. But we know they're not, right? Because most people are not lazy. They work hard. They try really hard. So it's not that you haven't put in the hours. You just haven't put in the hours in the right place. And that is what we clarified during those 90 days. We figure out what moves the needle in your business so you do those things. That's where you focus. We get all the systems and tools and support team members in place so you can scale your business, right? This is so key. So if you think that you're going to get from 6 to 7 figures just by working harder, I'm sorry, but you are mistaken. It is not going to happen. And even if it does, if you're one of those anomalies, you're going to be like myself and hit $1 million and be so burnt out that you're either going to hate your business or you're going to want to quit, close, or sell. All right. I was in the sell camp. But then I did an assessment and realized that what I was going to sell it for at that point with a hot mess business, A, no one wanted to buy it, but B, it was like chump change. And all my 3 years of hard work would have gone down the tubes. I don't want that for you. I want more for you. I want you to live the life of your dreams, and I want you to use your business as the vehicle to make that happen. So here's where we're going to start, right? We're going to start tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern inside of my workshop called Craft Your Elevator Pitch. Because if you cannot clearly tell me in 30 or 60 seconds who you are, what your business is, and how you help people, and get 20% of the room to say, tell me more, then you have a problem. And we need to start right there, right at the beginning. And so I want to invite you to join me tomorrow. It's a $25 workshop. It is the best $25 that you will probably spend in your business, because it is going to give you so much clarity into your business, your offers, and everything else that just, this is like bottom level, like first stair. I know you can't see the whole staircase yet, like that Martin Luther King quote that I absolutely love. This is the first step. I need you to take this step with me tomorrow. And then once we get that step, then we'll go to the next one, and we'll go to the next one. I can see the whole staircase. You don't have to. I'm going to take you along with me, and we're going to get to the top together. But the first step starts tomorrow. You need to clearly be able to communicate in 30 or 60 seconds who you are and what you sell, and how you're going to help people. If you can't do that, then you're going to struggle to get to that next level. And most of the six-figure women entrepreneurs that I work with, they've hustled to six figures. And I can tell you there's an easier way when you go with laser focused intention and ease. And getting this first building block of building a business laid out, that's when you can have easier success. So I have the link for the workshop in there. I'll pop it in the comments too. But if you need to get this clarity, there's so many testimonials like on the page when you click the link, right? But the best one I think I got last week when I ran the workshop again was the woman said, you took everything that was like in my head and you put it into this beautiful 30 and 60-second pitch that sounds way better than I ever did, right? And so when you leave the workshop, not only will you have your pitch, but you're going to have your first stair, your building block, right, of clarity to get to that next step. And then we'll go there and we'll go there and we'll just keep working through it. So join me tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, Craft Your Pitch workshop. I will see you there. Believe me, it is the most amazing workshop. I mean, I'm doing this tomorrow because it has been so popular. I have run this workshop now 4 times, and every single time the reviews are like through the roof because it's such an eye-opener for women. It gives them so much clarity. So I will see you tomorrow. If you're like sailing, oh my God, though, I'm totally in. Like, I want the workshop. I want you. I want the Legacy Business School. I want your system. I want your coach. I want you in my pocket all the time. Comment scale and let's have a conversation about working together. And I would love to see if we are a good fit. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's start there at 11 a.m. And I cannot wait to hear more about you and your business tomorrow. And if you have any questions in the meantime, just put them below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.